So, do you want to know more about stances and how to combine them with spells, weapons, and armor? In this video, we will be talking about stances and combinations of weapons, armor, and skills to help you master the game. I'll break down each stance and show you how to use them effectively to make your combat smoother and more fun. Let's start with the Smash stance. This is likely the first stance you will use when you start your journey. The Smash stance is all about powerful hit from above attacks while moving. You can charge a heavy attack while moving, but you will lose all focus points if you dodge, jump, or enemies hit you. To make the most of the Smash stance, here are a few tips. In the last Smash stance skill tree, let you keep your focus points you've built up when doing a perfect dodge. At first, it might be hard to do a perfect dodge, especially if you're new to the game. But don't worry, you will get better at it as you learn enemy patterns and improve your timing. Combining Smash stance with Cloud Step and Ring of Fire. Cloud Step makes you invisible for a short time. If you put a point into the Thunder Strike skill tree, you can use this invisibility to charge up your Smash stance heavy attack. This is a great way to surprise enemies as they won't see you charging up. If you find that you are low on focus and health, use the Ring of Fire skill with the Raging Flames node. This will help you gain focus faster while staying in the ring. For charge up to 4th focus point, you will need to put point in the relic called In One Breath from completing Act 3. This relic lets you charge your 4th focus point while standing in the Ring of Fire. Normally, you can't charge to the 4th focus point alone by charging heavy attack. You can only achieve 4th focus point with only light attacks or perfect dodge. But with this setup, you can. Now, let's talk about parry, which in the game is called seeing through the enemy. Parrying can be tricky because it requires perfect timing and at least one focus point. When I first started playing, I found parrying difficult, but as I learned the enemy's attack patterns, it became easier. To parry, start with a light attack and then quickly follow up with a heavy attack while the enemy is attacking. You will glow a red thing on staff and that's how you know you are parrying. This method works best when you're facing enemies with lots of melee attacks, like Lung Yellow, who is one of the toughest enemies in the game. For those who love parrying, there's a great weapon to consider in mid-game. On the first playthrough, the Spike Shaft Staff. This staff helps you regain focus points whenever you successfully parry an enemy attack. You can get it after defeating Yellowbrow in Act 3. If you enjoy a defensive playstyle, this weapon is a must-have. For the endgame, the best choice is the Stormflash Lung Staff. This weapon works really well together with Smash stance, especially when paired with the Pilgrim set, which helps you charge up focus faster while sprinting. The Stormflash Lung Staff puts you in a shocked state when you are charging up your focus points, which increases your damage when you deliver a blow. Now that we've covered the Smash stance, let's move on to the Pillar stance. The Pillar stance is a great choice if you want a balance of offense and defense while dodging enemy attacks. This stance offers strong damage output and a good defense. Plus it allows you to do ranged attacks when your heavy attack is fully charged up to 4 focus points. To make the most of the Pillar stance, try these strategies. The Pillar stance works exceptionally well when combined with the Golden Lung Staff, which you can get by defeating all Lung secret bosses in Acts 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you want to find this weapon early in your playthrough, check out my other video for tips. Another great move in the Pillar stance is the Sweeping Gale attack. This move is especially effective when paired with the Yaksha armor set. The Yaksha armor allows you to deal more damage when performing Sweeping Gale and Churning Gale. However, when using Sweeping Gale, you are locked in an animation for a short time, making you vulnerable to enemy attacks. To avoid getting hit, use Sweeping Gale when enemies are stunned or immobilized. To perform Sweeping Gale, do a light attack, follow up with a heavy attack, and then perform another heavy attack to trigger Churning Gale, which delivers a strong finishing blow. Remember that these moves will use up some of your focus points, so plan wisely. Overall, the Yaksha armor set and Golden Lung Staff make a fantastic combination for players who want to deal a lot of damage in Pillar stance. Now let's move over to Thrust stance. This stance lets you perform heavy thrust attacks that can reach enemies from a distance. It's perfect if you like to charge up powerful long-range attacks. The thrust stance really shines when you have 4 focus points. This is when you can do the most damage with sudden heavy attacks. To do this, start by dodging, then quickly follow up with a heavy attack to immediately perform a thrust heavy attack. This can only be done by all 4 focus points ready and have Deadly Dance activated in the last node of the thrust stance tree. If you follow up your Deadly Dance attack with holding your light attack, you'll perform whirling thrusts, allowing you to deal damage right after the enemy is staggered. It's a pretty sweet combo. Let's talk about the best weapon to pair with the thrust stance. In my opinion, the tri-point double-edged spear is the top choice. You can only get this weapon by completing the secret ending, but it's absolutely worth it. When you combine this weapon with the thrust stance, you can deal tons of damage. And I mean a lot, since the weapon passive lets you do more damage with all thrust stance moves, plus you can get cool animation 1000 swords, like when you do forceful attack too. To execute the most powerful attack with this stance, forceful thrust, here's how. Start with a light attack, then follow up with a heavy attack. Make sure you have at least one focus point to execute the flying swords move. If you time it right while the enemy is attacking and you have Lucky Strike passive activated, you'll go invisible for a second and gain brief invincibility, a great way to avoid damage while setting up your next move, and then press heavy attack again to let your swords fly to enemies. Easy, right? Another great weapon option for the thrust stance is the Shubai Spear. You can get this spear by completing the 4 Captains quest in Chapter 3. It's another excellent choice for dealing high damage for this stance in mid-game on your first playthrough. Now let's talk about combining the thrust stance with the Ring of Fire skill. One of my favorite combination. When you have the Raging Flames node activated in the Ring of Fire and use the In One Breath passive from the 3rd relic, you can quickly charge your 4th focus point while standing in the Ring of Fire. I recommend you to do this when you have your clone out to draw boss attention away from you or boss is stunned. This combo lets you deal full thrust damage and keeps your health up at the same time. This stance goes together with any armor set you like, but for most damage output, Yaksha set is a good choice to roll with. Keep in mind that you will be vulnerable while charging your heavy attack, so be sure to do it right place and time. That's it for this video. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things about the stances I've covered today and how to use them more efficiently. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!